welcome back, everyone. Firstly, thank you so much for coming on again, Obie.
Pleasure. Thomas.
How long's it been?
Since our last one.
You were here this year in January? Or was it the end of last year?
We were at your house.
My mum's house.
I think it was almost like August, September.
You were so nice
You're
to my
about-
mum.
He's a nice guy. He's good with the mums.
I remember you were left like in the room with her when she was making a coffee or something for a couple of minutes, and I just was in the other room setting up listening. I'm like, this guy's holding such a lovely conversation with my
silence.
mum.
No.
Are you good with mums typically? Like do mums kind of
Mums
love
love
you?
me.
Yeah. That's a good trait to have.
And
I was seriously
girlfriend,
impressed.
mums always love me more. And it's like,
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
I was seriously impressed with her skills with my mother.
Makes it harder when it breaks down.
don't get
Breaking
any
up the
ideas.
mum.
It's all right. It's all good.
Well, I just want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors, Bonfire, for providing this studio
wow.
space we're recording in today. If you're looking to grow your brand or business, you need data-driven performance marketing that delivers genuine return on investment. Speak to the team at Bonfire by visiting bonfire.com.au for a no-obligation consult.
Wow.
And I just want to say
Bonfire.
a massive congratulations to Bonfire, who last night won the WA Digital Agency of the Year at the Oasis Ball. That's a huge achievement.
amazing.
And I'm happy to work here.
This
I'm happy that
this
you
is
work
amazing.
here.
I was taken away. So thank you.
Mate, how have you been? You've been through quite a bit since you last came on.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster to say the least. And I just feel like I'm just like constantly go. But as you boys know, like I do like my balance side of things as well. So as much as the hustle and bustle, like I do take time to kind of rest and get back to where I need to be or want to be. So yeah, it's just been good. And as I was telling you boys before, just been pretty full on, and whether it is content or whether it's trying to save up for Europe. And that's, I guess, like my North Star at the moment.
Well, you've kind of just launched Obie's Ordinary, your new Instagram, and you've done in conjunction with that 75 Hard. You've been talking about things like the 9 dimensions of wealth.
Yep.
Super interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Can you, before we get into 75 Hard, because I feel like that's going to take up a lot of today's conversation.
Yeah, let's do it.
What are the 9 dimensions of wealth? I just want to, if you can remember them off the top of your head, I'm actually quite curious about it.
I wasn't practicing this morning as I came in.
Is this in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs sort of area?
Kind of like, look, in
literature
terms of
or-
like how I've been brought up with it all, and just like even coming up with the concept, like it's nothing new, because there's been like 14 dimensions of wellness and on all these like, and health and stuff. Whereas it's like, I heard that you can be, like wealthy and really kind of change the, narrative around being what wealth is, rather than just being financially wealthy, because people think about money. And it's part of it. I'm not saying that money buys happiness, but like, when it comes down to your physical wellness, your mental wellness, spiritual, intellectual, environmental, social, nutritional, restful,
Is that the 9?
I'm pretty sure that's the 9. I always
And financial is the 9th one?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it
okay,
kind of, and it's like they're all really interrelated. Just because I love environment, I think is probably one of my favorite ones, because you are a product of your environment, nature, nurture kind of thing. Like it really does help to dictate, and all the other ones, because they all are like at the end of the day interrelated, and some more ways than others. But from my education, how I was brought up, even just like reflecting on some things, like these are the, like I kind of just was able to nail it down towards these 9 that really I wanted to focus on, and use as like these core pillars that I can focus on from a bird's eye perspective, as to like, okay, you can be physically able and mentally able, and just trying to not optimize, but like grow those different dimensions. As best you can. And we all have different strengths in terms of our own dimensions, but it's about like recognizing that and trying to improve another dimension if it's not doing so well. Because
Have you noticed much of an impact on your life since really focusing on these core 9?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, as you boys would have known, I've been like very dominant in my physical dimension of wealth, and maybe like my mental, working in Happiness Co and places like that. But other ones being probably my environment. I think just being more knowledgeable about that, about my environment, how it does impact you, has been super interesting. Intellectual, just like I think that's taken a massive one as well.
Knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. And just like being able to put your brain through a range of different things, and it's constantly learning neuroplasticity. I remember we literally talked about that last time.
Mate, you got to get onto that young because it only gets more and more like brittle and not as stretchy from my understanding of it. As you get older, it's harder to change.
Shout out Fletcher Gardner.
Shout out Neurotify Fletcher Gardner.
This is down his alley.
100%. And as he would know, like putting you and yourself and your brain in different and random situations, keeping your like mind fresh and constantly thinking. But I think that was one of the biggest changes within like not just 75 hard, but just wanting to try new things and new challenges and things like that, which I'm going to look to continue to do.
I think the environment one's like a massive one because I remember reading Atomic Habits, and one of the things in that book is it's just like the strongest, most like resilient, best willpowered person in the world can't resist chocolate if it's in his pantry every day on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But if it's not there in the first place, he's never going to be tempted. And it's about shaping that environment.
Yeah.
It's not about kind of trying to resist bad habits. It's shaping your environment so that those bad habits don't even come into question.
Yeah. A good example of that was within 75 hard and not drinking alcohol. And not vaping as well. So like without even like having those within my close environment, it made it so much easier. And then when I was in environments where like say some friends had some vapes or other people was drinking, or the drinking didn't really bother me. Vapes actually kind of did. That was a hard aspect to kind of
really
back away from it. It's just you don't
more so than drinking. Is that
because nicotine's a lot more.
Yeah,
addictive.
true.
On the back end, though, it would have been a bit easier because I feel like once you get 3 months, like once you pass that 3-month mark where you've no longer got that dopamine craving as bad, it's a lot easier.
2 months.
But
is it 2 months? Is it 2 months?
It's 75 days.
2.5 months.
2.5.
Yeah, but I had to actually ask like a couple of my mates,
More knowledge.
Yeah.
like that I was around at the time, like that had vapes. I was like, can you not vape around me? Because just to make it that easier because in front of me. Because if it had that chocolate in front of me, I'll fucking want something.
I'm going to eat that Ferrero Rocher.
I saw that.
Fair enough. Yeah, true. That's
might be able to take one afterwards. But
we're not
that's
helping ourselves. We're not helping ourselves out here with the Ferrero Rocher. Okay, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
So but they also those two go together as well. Those two things typically, right, go together. Ones? Nicotine and alcohol, right?
I know.
So once you probably have able to comfortably cut off one.
Yeah, you have like a sip of alcohol. And it's like, where is it?
You probably find you probably find that.
Yeah.
Was 75 hard something you always wanted to do, or it was an overnight thing?
I think I'd only heard a handful of people do it before I did it. And I was like, yeah, it's probably something like I would do. And then I saw other people like Alfie Robertson do it and how it like not changed his life, but influenced him pretty heavily. And then fresh after reading, Ned Brockman's book, his second one, Fire Up, which is just like really encouraging you to like great read. To go out and do a bunch of different stuff and challenge yourself. I was like, okay, this is perfect. Like, and especially with the aspect of launching Obie's Ordinary, looking for something to like help keep me accountable in line with my like the image that I wanted to present. It just the stars aligned, and I think I started it the day after Triple J Hottest 100 because obviously,
fair enough.
Yeah, it was good timing.
Great call.
And then obviously put lots of thought about it, prepped, knew that like the 27th of Jan, I was ready to go.
Yeah.
Started.
Yeah.
For context for the audience, what is 75 hard?
Yeah. So 75 hard is a 75-day challenge where you are required to do 2 45-minute workouts, read 10 pages of a book, drink 3.7 liters of water, no alcohol, and a pretty clean diet. Those are the fundamentals.
Yep.
But I decided to
so you decided to do it properly. Well, first of all, you decided to do it properly and then take it a step further because there's also a lot of you can do 75 hard or you can do 75 hard, right?
Yeah.
Like there's
and
it's like 45-minute exercises, what's exercise, etc.
Yeah. Which helping to describe that, like it's not majorly at two super hard 45-minute workouts. Like I was listening to my body. And most of the times, like if I'm doing like a cardio session in the morning or a strength session in the morning, I'll do like some kind of movement later on the day. Lots of stretching, yoga, mobility.
I saw on your last day 75, where you did the marathon.
Oh, that just counted as both.
And then you did the stretching as your second workout. I was like, is stretching a second workout, man?
I think a marathon will cover the
it was 4.5 hours.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, okay.
But building towards a marathon to finish 75 hard. I think
I wasn't even
awesome.
building.
I saw you did a half.
did it.
I saw
So
you did a
how
half
did you go with that?
marathon.
Because how did you go with just kind of jumping up? Because I know of another person who kind of just jumped up there running very rapidly and struggled with some issues with his calf after he jumped up to 42 kilometers in a short period of time. Do you know that person? Do you remember that person? Yeah. So this guy did like 5K, put it up to like 10K runs, does one half marathon and then a marathon, which is
I'm not
impressive.
far off that. Well, that's pretty much what I did.
Yeah, I saw you did a half. I saw you did a half in the
Yeah.
on your Instagram.
One of the challenges, and I smashed it. Like I felt, and I felt real confident.
So, mate, I
But
did
the
the
marathon-
exact same thing in March.
Yeah.
So I did shoulder surgery in December.
Yeah.
I was in a sling for all of January, just spin cycled at the gym every single day. And then February, I got out of the sling. I'm like, I'm going to start running now. I'm sick of the bike. Ran like 3 to 5Ks every day through February. March comes around. I run a 10K. I'm like, that felt all right. 2 weeks later, mid-March, I run on a Wednesday morning a 20K. And I felt absolutely great. So the following Monday, I do the 42 and die.
Yeah. It's a different kettle of fish, right? Like
Massively.
every kilometre beyond probably a half marathon is for the exponential suffering.
The wall is a real thing.
Yeah.
What K did you hit the wall?
35, 36.
You did pretty
That's
well.
all right. That's all right. I hit it at like 29. I ended up, because I was just doing loops around Lake Munga in the park next to my house.
That's how you did your marathon.
Insanity, man. That's the definition of insanity.
I needed to refuel. So I had all my gels and a water bottle at the bottom of the park that I kept looping to pick up. But I hit like 29. I was like, I cannot like move.
At least it's nice and flat though.
Yeah, so I just went to the park and did 8 laps of a 1.6K park to finish, because I was just on like, I hit the wall and I was just in like, just get me out of here mode. So
It would just drive me crazy.
I reckon it's good, the loops. It kind of breaks it down in your head a bit better. Like doing a 1.6K loop, it's just over it's 1.6. So that 600 meters compounds, because you're just thinking one lap. And then it's like you do 8 laps and all of a sudden that's 14Ks with the 600 compounding.
Yeah, but then you get bored of just like
Same environment. Environment. You see the same environment. You're like, this
Mate,
is
it's
crazy.
a bit of a dog park. So there's
Insanity.
different dogs every lap.
Where did you do yours, Obie?
So I started at Leighton and went up to pretty much Waterman's Bay and back. So
You get the beautiful
different view on the way
trig
back.
and everything.
it was sick, but like towards the end there, like North Beach, a couple of hills, and they were killing me like at the halfway mark. But at least it was like nice and flat on the way back. But yeah, the marathon is just different. And I don't know, obviously prefacing like, the 45 days before that, like a lot of volume, still heaps of running, footy training. So it's not like I wasn't running and like building up a good foundation for it. It was to reference that, like it was the strongest I've been, probably the fittest I've been, hadn't been like drinking and
Perfect time to do it.
Yeah, it was a perfect time. Like if I haven't obviously got the volume in my legs to the marathon, look, I'm the fittest I've ever been. Like I'll be able to do it. I think I'm not saying anyone will be able to do it, but like you have that many hours in a day you could walk a marathon. Like William Goodge is similar to Ned Brockman at the moment running across Australia. Walks like 20, 30 Ks a day as part of his running across Australia. So you do it, but...
Did you raw dog it?
Yes. Yeah, I did, because I ran it with Chad, a buddy of mine that was happy to run a marathon as well.
Just because you got lots of buddies that are happy to run marathons.
Well, because leading up to that last challenge, like I knew that's what I want to do. I put it out there. If anyone wants to join me, welcome to. And Chad put his hand up. Had a couple of other mates join at half, and then a couple at the 10 as well. So it was a good way to finish.
What are your
community
thoughts
vibes.
What are your thoughts about running without headphones?
Good.
It's the best.
I think it's super solid.
I've gotten to the point now where I don't wear headphones in the gym.
If I'm not with people,
Or gym, depending on like
crazy.
what gym, what music. But I think running with
the only time
with
I'd
them.
whip out the headphones is when I'm on the stationary bike, because to me that's torture. But gym in general, it's come from the running. I started doing it with running. You just get left alone with your thoughts more. thoughts more, and it's like
That's the point of headphones.
no, because headphones, you got the music to distract you, whereas when you
little
don't
bit,
have the headphones, I feel like you're so much more present with what you're doing. And I found in the gym, I'm getting more out of the gym as well now.
I like headphones gym, but sometimes running without the headphones and just hearing your feet on the pavement or the rocks,
And you're
that's
outside.
therapeutic.
And you're
That's
outside.
real therapeutic. Can be therapeutic for some, can be a
Nightmare.
nightmare for others.
I think for people that, it might not be. It might be. Might have demons a bit more. You've done 75-day hard. You've had no alcohol for a while. You're probably feeling good, positive. Running with a mate.
Some of these challenges that you did, like say eating a raw onion, for example.
Yeah. So let's go back. Can I just go back and ask 75 hard? Do you know like the origins of 75 hard? Who was the first person to try and push this idea? Does anyone
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But he was like some entrepreneur. And, yeah.
He went monk mode.
Why 75 days as well is probably another question.
That is a good question. I hope he had it in the notes, but actually I'm not too sure. But it's been going around for over a decade.
Is it enough time to change your habits?
More than enough
permanently?
time.
So that's probably got to do with maybe why
definitely
it's
more
time.
than enough time.
Yeah.
I think you're the first person I know that's done it. I know a lot of people that have tried to do it and then just give up like a month in.
I know some people that have done it. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
I had a few people like had started to do it because and told me about it because they had seen me do it and then just said, but I get that it can be hard for. Not in saying like the normal person, but like I was in a position where I had the time and the resources to do it successfully. Some people like that are working full time, like and trying to like fit everything around it. That makes it a different beast kind of thing because it's just like time management will be super hard and having to just like get up super early, do 1 or 2 workouts before and after work kind of thing. Like
that'd be really difficult.
Whereas I just had the flexibility of like working at home and just wanting to, like, it was a lot of it was already part of my routine even before that. So that wasn't totally different to implement. And then the additional challenges on top, that was like, some of them would be sweet and where I could do it like first thing in the morning and don't have to worry about it. Sometimes like it was like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm still trying to suss someone to help me with this challenge, like the rugby tackle one.
That was, and you played footy the next day or something like that.
Yeah.
I love the creativity with the challenges, but I've got a question about one of them that I just don't feel like was a challenge.
There was a couple, but
Wow.
I'm sorry, but doing Pilates in the GT, mate, that's not a challenge. That's a luxury.
Done Pilates?
No, but like
Pilates is difficult.
Go and do it then.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
It's
but
hard.
Exactly.
just
Don't
like
speak before you know.
in the GT part, like, mate, I feel like that's just a cherry on top. That makes it a bit better.
Mate, for some, maybe it was just like, it was a little bit just like,
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
I'm just a dude walking like this one with the mums, like
Good with the mums.
He's good with the mums, guys.
To be fair.
Yeah, it was a class of like 5 or 6, and like to those who have done Pilates before, like, this is reformer Pilates anyway. Very hard, glute focused. I was sore the next day. But I do love Pilates and I did it a lot when I was younger. And so it was good to get back in there and do it. But yeah, different environment.
The GT part, though, I'm not convinced is adding to the challenge.
It was in North Freo as well, so it wasn't even the GT.
Okay, my favourite was obviously you coming down to the football club and training in your Speedos.
Yeah.
You seem to really just embrace it though. Like how on those sort of challenges, I know there was a few other ones where you would have a conversation
surfing-
with a trainer, with a
surfing
stranger
nude.
or, how was the first sort of one of those ones where you could probably have to face that embarrassment and deal with that? And then after that, like, because you're doing some other challenging stuff, did they just seem like, almost just more trivial and kind of fun? And you were like, less worried about what people think as you went through?
The shame threshold just
Dropped.
it just was non-existent, which was great. And I think after the first week or 2, that really just started to go away. And I still got like nervous and before a couple of them, and I was just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Was there a big one that
what was the most
that obstacle or hurdle that you overcame?
The hurdle that was like quick to overcome was singing down at Cot like to the people on the grass hill there.
Are you good at singing?
Oh, no.
I sung Bohemian Rhapsody
I think I missed that.
Oh,
Wow.
I just like, that was like a major, like, deep breath in, 3, 2, 1, go. Like, and just like, don't look back.
Mate, you sound like you've got a good
area?
voice.
Which
I
grass
love
area?
karaoke. You know, as that, like, that path that walks into Obie, and
Yeah.
just like, you have the like grass hill on your right kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just looking over the beach. Just,
You have your guitar with you?
nah, I just had my speaker and I was had it in my phone. I was like, "Do you guys mind if I sing a song for you?" And they're like, "Yeah, go for it."
So that was one of the more challenging.
Just the initial, and then once you get going, there's no looking back. And but I think I commented it on the description for that one. Whereas, like, if you half-ass shit, it becomes more embarrassing.
Yeah, people think you're an idiot. Yeah.
And then people were laughing at you. Whereas, like, if you own, like, I think that was, I said it in one of my YouTube videos. It's like, if you go out there, you absolutely own it and like have a go, and show that you're willing. People love and respect it, and we'll get around it. Like, look, like, he's giving it a crack.
You got to lean into the so you think you can stop me and spit in my eye? That's the best part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw a video
Awesome.
on
I'm going to go
Instagram.
back and watch that.
Yeah.
I saw a video on Instagram of someone trying to sing for someone else in public yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, true.
how'd that go?
See, we couldn't. So we we'd obviously did a promotion for our band, and we're releasing a song on Friday next week, which is also a process of, like, you know, you just got to rip the band off and get it out there, and it's kind of like, okay, people will think what they think, but hey, it's momentum. We weren't brave enough to go up to a random, so we made a joke of it, and we acted like we went up to a random and started singing it as a friend of ours who was pretended to be on the phone and then walked off, and that was kind of like the novelty of it. But we've tried to do stuff before out in the city with microphones, and it's just so difficult to go up and start a conversation.
We tried to do interviews once.
We
We
did
tried
try
to do
to
interviews
interviews,
once with the
but-
pod.
Yeah, true.
Like, on a
weird.
night out in Tuxas in Northbridge, and it just
I just
we
wondered.
gave up and went to Mustang Bar.
We did go. We give up.
So we did it at night?
environment.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So it's like, we thought, oh yeah, it'd be great. It'd be so funny. It'd be good. But once you're out there and you have to, you know, make the approach on someone, and most people would probably be happy to be interviewed out in Northbridge. Probably had a few drinks. They're
Doesn't
okay.
help
but
when you haven't prepped good questions.
no, exactly. We were
just
we were
freezing.
unprepared.
Yeah.
You seemed prepared. Like, you had a speaker. You knew what song you wanted to do.
No,
and you were
I
ready
have
to go.
less resources for that though. Like,
Yeah.
so you had to be more prepared.
So you did that one. Was that pretty early on in the?
Yeah, that was like about like 20 or 30 odd.
Yeah.
And then that's just for just like that, that practice in wanting to just like not care what other people think. You're always going to have like in the back of your head, but at the time, just reminding yourself, like, I'm probably never going to see these people again.
Well, yeah.
Do your best.
Kind of slow.
In this,
I was down there for a bit.
in this challenge library of yours
Yeah.
that you've built,
Yes, you've had a look.
yeah, I've had a look.
Good.
There's a lot of nudity. You know, surfing nude, going to the shops in your budgies, going to footy training in your budgies.
surfing
Do you,
nude
like
was
to
the only one.
do you like to show off your body? Is probably a good
Yeah, there's a
question.
bit of a theme there with nudity, Obie.
Kidding.
What's going on?
Kidding.
It was one like taller, like it was like a spectrum. It was either I was in budgies or nude or in a full suit for some of my challenges.
Yeah, no normal dress.
Hey, look, nudity was the only one. Being the nude surfing, highly recommend, by the way.
Where did you do it? I didn't.
Swanee
I
Nude-
missed
Swanee
that
Nude
one as well.
Beach.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
that was great. Just a couple stories. It was pretty fun. But just a little side note. That's how surfing originated. People were naked surfing boards, so it was good. That was good.
Good stuff.
But yeah, and then the budgies one. I feel like budgies are slowly becoming a lot more accepted within Australia.
They're coming back.
I've
They
got
are
a pair of
coming
budgie smugglers.
Yeah,
Tony Abbott sort of pushed them out, and now they're coming
Tony
back.
Abbott.
But Tony Abbott ate onions raw.
Exactly.
Not a full one though.
He's known to do that.
You had a full onion.
Sucked.
Jesus, I missed a lot of this. I need to get back.
That's
and
a
watch
crazy challenge. Just I'm going to eat an onion
That was
raw.
horrible. That was the day after the hot sauce one as well.
Does it get your eyes as well? A few tears in the eyes?
Yeah, and your nose, and it's just a horrible experience. And it gets increasingly more spicy.
Were you sick?
I wouldn't say I was sick, but my farts were pretty gnarly
Yeah,
the day
good.
after
Yeah,
that.
fair enough.
But yeah, where was I going with that one? I can't remember.
Surfing
What was the question?
naked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the budgies. So yeah, budgies is coming back.
When you've got a body like you, though, mate, it makes it a bit easier.
Well, it was 75 hard did help that. So
True.
yeah, and I just like I had liked being in budgies, but like doing it in different contexts and environments. I think it was a funny one.
Yeah.
And so I think there was very early days. Maybe like day 5 was go to the shops and budgies.
Supermarket, yeah.
And that was so funny. And we were talking about it last night, like how Lockie, my best mate, would come and film me. And just like, I like, you get to a point where you just kind of just don't care. And it was actually more embarrassing for him filming me.
Yeah.
So it's like the secondhand embarrassment. And I don't know, just like you start to have fun with it and kind of half forget that you're doing it. Like you're just half naked, check out. And then you just like, I don't know, people like just get around it. I'm not doing it exactly for the people, but yeah, you can hear in the background of that video, some lady was just saying, "Good one." And I was like,
She was happy.
Cheers. Yeah.
She was happy to see it.
Yeah.
I've got a quick ad read for another one of our sponsors for today's
wow.
show. This one is our first official ad read for these guys. Improving your health can feel overwhelming. Too much information, too many costs, and no clear place to start. If only there was someone to cut through the noise and provide simple, science-backed advice that not only works, but you can actually use and implement in your life.
Wow.
The Proactive Health newsletter is your solution. Every week they share weekly newsletters providing practical tips on sleep, nutrition and exercise that make a real difference. No expensive gear, no fads, just clear steps towards better health. And the best part, Johnny Kane?
Yeah.
It's absolutely free.
Wow.
That's
Love
right.
that.
All you need
free
is an
stuff.
email address.
How do you make money? That's crazy.
So go to proactivehealthgroup.com.au today and sign up for absolutely free. I've heard that the guys running this one are super smart and
Yeah.
switched on as well.
And look, I think it
I'm
links
gonna sign
into our
up.
conversation. Yeah.
Link in the description.
I'll have my email. Have it.
Okay.
all yours.
Next question.
Hit me.
Nutrition. So could you just talk us through what the diet looked like? So first of all, obviously how you sustained yourself while you were doing all this exercise and, you know, what would have been, was extra, like more than what you'd done in the past, right? Exercise, even though you're a fit guy, this was a bit more. So how did you sustain yourself in a healthy manner? Did they go hand in hand? Like
Any staples?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was like consistency was key with that. And so if you do go through the 75 hard videos, like I'd have a brief description of like what that looked like that day, just to like a daily checklist kind
It was
of
like
thing.
the BL.
Yeah, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And so breakfast would pretty typically be 3 hard-boiled eggs, avocado, kimchi. Sometimes if it's like footy day, or like I knew that I was doing a fair bit of running, needed a bit more energy, I'd have some toast with that. Morning tea snack, be like apple, maybe like a smoothie. So like I love my smoothie. I had one this morning. It was like pineapple, orange, ginger, honey, coconut water. Awesome. And then lunch was typically just like Greek yogurt, crushed wheat bix, honey, mix that, granola, banana, peanut butter,
Wow.
and maybe a little bit of dark chocolate, and just a little snack there.
Interesting.
Did you notice much of a difference with your mental health from it all?
Yeah, or just like your gut, and like the connection between your gut and your brain is
Massive.
Is massive. Like a lot of your serotonin is actually produced from your gut. So having a good gut biome, that's why I love hitting the fermented foods like kimchi. And you can actually just see the difference in it. So not just like between helping you recover physically, but also like just the cognitive benefits it has as well. And so yeah, having to get that nutrition to fuel myself and recover each day. And then dinner was like either fish, chicken, beef, lots of roast veggies. I think I would love to. I did it in the 75 wrapped as to how many like potatoes it might have roughly been and how many eggs I might have had. But yeah, lots of potatoes, pumpkin, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. So very clean. And then that'd be about it. And I'd like if I had some like nutritional supplements before bed. It was like some sleep formula from Switch Nutrition, adrenals, magnesium, zinc, that kind of stuff. Like that actually definitely helped.
Magnesium glycinate. That's the good one for sleep.
Yeah. Well, Switch just come out with a new one, multi-mag. It's got like 6 different forms of magnesium, which is interesting. I want to give that a go. And but yeah, so like using that as just like a foundation, as like always when I'm awake is a big thing to rest and recover. But sleep was easily my most like sought resource that I was wanting to optimize, because look, you can have all these supplements, you can get massage, treatment, whatever. If you're not getting, if I wasn't getting between 7-8 9 hours sleep sometimes, definitely notice the effects on my recovery from that.
Really
for
is
sure.
a pillar of your health, hey?
100%. That's why it is restful and like is one of the dimensions for sure.
Well, yeah, and how much more easy would it have been to skip something or, you know, without sleep to enable, and you're talking about environment as well, to enable that sort of, you know, just missed this exercise, I need to sleep in.
Well, they've done studies on it.
How much would that have allowed that and enabled that sort of behavior if you hadn't have got that sleep in, right?
Yeah, well, some of them was like give and take. So like, yeah, you look at the aspects when it come into like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and my mates are doing stuff, and I'm just like, look, I'm going to stay home because I get some sleep. You know,
They've done studies on it where it's like, if you have a bad night of sleep, the likelihood of you eating junk food the next day skyrockets.
Of course.
Really?
Yeah. It's like your willpower is just
Yeah,
diminishes.
for sure. For sure, willpower's 100%.
With sort of the takeaways from this, because I am cautious of time. I know you got to shoot off in 8 minutes exactly.
True, that went quick.
Mate, time flies when you're having fun.
Good
Time
content.
flies when you're having fun.
Great content.
I know you did some YouTube videos, kind of long form content to talk about sort of the journey of 75 Hard. And I feel like it is really covering those 9 dimensions of wealth. But if you could kind of condense that down for us, what were your big takeaways from this experience?
So yeah, it was more of like the recent video, I think. So one of them was just like, in terms of just having a crack and like leading into the aspect of the challenge itself, as a I guess like a way to learn, grow, and become a bit more like just confident within yourself. So that was a key one. A lot more people are actually more accepting and willing to be part of, like, you know, whether you go up to a stranger and want to have a conversation, they're actually a lot more just like open-minded than you think they are, because you have this negativity bias.
You talked about this last time you were on the pod, the negativity bias.
Yeah, and so you think they're just going, this person's going to say no, this person's just going to like shrug me off. Like, no, like it's just like most people are good people. Whether like I got lucky, I went up to the right people and wanted to try to get involved, like I don't know. But I think that was a good one. I think just the willingness to have a crack. I think I love the word willing and I love the word persistence. Like the two, like I think that's what I like carry myself on. Just being able to like take that and grow that and go with it. What were my other ones? I think those would be a good top 3.
I think what you said about the people are, well, having that mindset that people are good.
Yeah.
And obviously you get bad eggs in some situations, and there's some environments where you get more bad eggs, but I think that's a really important thing. Yeah, literally. And I guess thinking that people aren't just going to hate you for going and singing a song to them or going and doing this. And I mean, you might get people on bad days, and that's always, you know, an aspect of it. But I think that's, you know, people are inherently good is a good mindset to sort of have.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of carrying it on with your weekly challenges.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did just remember another one.
Shoot.
It was the most I said yes, and it was the most I said no to things. I think that was a good one.
Interesting.
I really like diving into that a bit more, but just because having these different opportunities come up and like what I wanted to do, like with my time, like I did have to say no, but having the opportunity to say yes every day to new challenges was something that I think brought on a lot of like had a big ripple effect onto other things as well.
Interesting. So saying no, because obviously the whole idea is say no, say yes to everything. But sometimes you're talking about balance. You're talking about not going out to get your sleep in, to be able to explore opportunities the next day.
Oh, saying no is power.
Yeah.
The power in no.
Prioritizing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
And you've continued this with your weekly challenges.
Yeah. So freshly brought that back. Just because, like I think I missed it, and I think, you know, like my friends and
the followers
the followers did miss the challenge. Like it was such like an engagement pool, which, you know, I got a lot of fulfillment out of as well, and so I did want to bring that back.
How did you feel putting yourself at the mercy of your followers? You know, because they got to choose. So to give context, obviously these extra challenges every day were decided towards the end, especially by your followers.
So
right?
I put up in a story every day, like a question box. Give me as many challenges as you can, please, because it got hard to think of new things to do.
Yeah.
And so I would have to keep on there was some challenges that I just chucked in. Just like to get them going. And I
go to your supermarket in your Speedos. Like,
I didn't do that one. Yeah. So there was things like that, and And yeah, but so it was like really just wanting to bring that community aspect of like you guys give me challenges and help me, like people just give me these challenges because then they're involved. I think was a good part just to become part of my following that I think like I was looking at it, sure it might be like around 1,000 now. I think it was like, got around 600-700 from the 75 hard. Of course, I was like wishing for a lot more. Like they had seen like Alfie Robertson do 75 hard and you rocket up to 50,000 kind of thing. Like that just happens. But I look at like the people that are within my, I guess, engagement, within my following. Like it's a very solid like community feel in which I'm like very fulfilled and grateful for. And like whether it is like something that goes slowly, whether it's something that goes fast, like I'm not like looking for that total virality. Like I'm just looking to establish a foundation of myself, what I like to do, and if people like and enjoy that, they can follow along. So
that's what it's about.
And you trust your followers, which is a cool thing.
Yeah. Well, there was a couple of rogue ones that they put in. I was like,
you're always going to get that.
Yeah.
Any ones you could say?
No.
Every day I got shaved my head. Tell you that. I was like,
mate, that's on brand
that's
with 75 hard. I reckon that's on brand with 75 hard.
You have a nice head of hair.
I thought about it.
You have a nice head of hair. That's crossing a line.
Not much of it, but
mate, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I cut my own hair. I'll cut yours.
Campbell, there's a lot of aspects at play.
No, I reckon you could rock a buzz.
I've done it plenty of times.
Yeah. Your early Happiness and Co days.
Yes, for sure. Yep. Army, all that was around then. So yeah.
Mate.
That was a different time.
Yeah.
that was a challenge in itself.
Yeah.
This has absolutely flown by. I know you've got to go play country footy now and you've got to get on the bus in time, but I just want to say thanks very much for your time again. To come on the podcast twice now and give your time twice for us, it means a lot. It means a lot.
Thank you for making this a 75-day hard challenge.
Well, no, thank you. I remember you saying early on, it's like, we need to make this a potty.
Yeah.
And I remember saying last time I was in the potty, like, happy to come on as much as whenever you need a guest. So whether you're stuck or we've had someone pull out, always happy to have a chat. So love and miss you boys, and it's always good chatting with you.
Mate, it's awesome. If there's anything that you want to say to the audience as like a key takeaway from the 75 hard or any advice, just now's your time, mate.
Yeah. This camera.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this like a sign-off? Wow.
No, well, I have made a couple of different things, like the challenge library, which Cam mentioned before, which has a list of the challenges or the top 50 challenges that I did, as well as similar challenges according to easy, medium, and hard difficulty levels. And within there, you do have the list of questions before and after to do, which is like, I don't know, why did you pick this challenge? Is it something that you would normally do? How do you feel about going into it? And then afterwards, like, how do you feel after? What's something, a piece of advice you would give to someone after? Which is actually the advice you'd wish you received, kind of thing. So yeah, just lean into that, get out there, challenge yourself. Just even if it's something small, start small, and because then you do start to see the aspects of the benefits of getting out of your comfort zone, which I think a lot of us just tend to shy away from these days because everything is so easy and efficient. And I think finding beauty and just like wanting to engage in something else, engaging outside of the norm, really helps you learn a lot about yourself from being in these different situations that you normally wouldn't put yourself in. So there's a challenge library. There's my Obie's Ordinary account on Instagram. Give that a follow. On YouTube as well. A bit more of the long form content. I do enjoy that. And stay tuned for plenty more of what's to come.
All of that will be in the description of the episode, so please go give them a follow. It will be worth your time. Obie, thanks very much for coming on. Really appreciate your time as always, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Lads, peace and love. Thank you.
I can never, ever be without you. And I can never, ever. If you get lost, I press the rewind so you don't see now. I know I can tell that you a winner. I'm making key lime because I was living in the backseat till you bagged me. All my niggas never playing games like we bad street. When she's talking, feel like poetry in motion, and I feel like I'm chosen. When she look at me, I'm getting lost up in that ocean. Everywhere in motion. Dang.